Hey, Lakers fans. Today we are diving into some of the most intriguing possibilities for the team as we think about roster upgrades and the areas where the Los Angeles Lakers could really improve. One of the biggest conversations has been about the team's wing depth. Right now, the Lakers could use someone who brings athleticism, defensive versatility, and scoring off the bench. That combination of skills is something that the team has been searching for, and when you start thinking about players who might fit that mold, one name that consistently comes up is Quentin Grimes. Grimes is a player who, on paper, seems like he could provide exactly what the Lakers are lacking. His ability to defend multiple positions, his athleticism, and his offensive skill set all make him a compelling target, especially if the Lakers are serious about strengthening their bench and adding a reliable scorer outside of the starting lineup. Looking at Grimes' recent performances, he played against the Philadelphia 76ers just last night, and while it wasn't his most impressive game statistically, it doesn't diminish his overall value. He put up 7 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists, and while he only made 1 out of 6 from three-point range, he is averaging nearly 17 points per game this season along with 4 rebounds and around 4.5 assists. That kind of all-around contribution is exactly what a team like the Lakers could utilize, especially if they're looking for a player who can step in off the bench, contribute defensively, and provide consistent scoring. Grimes has shown that he can handle both starting and bench roles, giving coaches flexibility in how they deploy him during games. His skill set as a 3-and-D guard, someone who can space the floor while also being aggressive on defense, has made him an intriguing player ever since his time in Dallas, and his breakout with the Philadelphia 76ers has only amplified that reputation. Now, the question everyone wants to ask is, what would it take for the Lakers to acquire a player like Quentin Grimes? He is currently earning just under $9 million, which is relatively reasonable in today's NBA market, and that makes him a realistic target for trade discussions. While it's unlikely that he could be acquired for nothing, the reality is that the Sixers may have to make a decision between keeping him at the risk of losing him in free agency or trading him to get some value in return. That dynamic makes the possibility of a trade more intriguing because Philadelphia might be open to negotiating a deal that brings back younger pieces, future assets, or a combination of role players that could help them remain competitive while also managing their roster flexibility. When you start thinking about potential trade packages, there are a lot of angles to consider. The Lakers could explore sending some of their depth pieces or young talents in exchange for Grimes, potentially adding another player who brings size, athleticism, and versatility alongside him. The idea would be to create a combination where the Lakers get immediate impact and a player who can address their bench scoring issues without sacrificing too much of their long-term core. Grimes fits a very specific niche. He can play multiple positions, defend at a high level, knock down three-pointers, and contribute across the board offensively. That kind of player is extremely valuable for a team that is looking to contend and maximize the minutes of their stars without leaving the bench as a liability. The timing of such a move also matters. With the trade deadline approaching, the Lakers need to weigh how this kind of addition could impact the roster immediately versus what it could mean for next season. Grimes is 25 years old and will turn 26 in May, which puts him right in the prime range for a player who can contribute now and potentially for years to come. The Lakers would need to have clear discussions about what role he is willing to accept, because he could be effective as either a starter or as a sixth man, but his preference might influence the structure of any deal. If the goal is to maintain the current balance of the team while adding scoring and defense off the bench, Grimes could be an ideal fit. He has proven that he can average close to 17 points per game with efficient shooting, while also adding rebounds, assists, steals, and defensive presence. His ability to play both on and off the ball alongside a superstar like Luka Doncic or to adapt to different roles within the Lakers system makes him a versatile and valuable piece. Considering his performance trends, Grimes has consistently been an efficient shooter from both the field and the three-point line, maintaining career averages that are solid by any measure. He can take on defensive assignments against multiple positions, which is something the Lakers desperately need as they work to balance their lineup and manage minutes for their stars. The combination of scoring, defense, versatility, and age makes him a player that could not only contribute immediately, but also provide a steady presence off the bench for the remainder of the season and potentially beyond. For a team like the Lakers, which is always trying to maximize its championship window, adding someone like Grimes could be a smart move if the financial terms and role expectations align correctly. Of course, there are still considerations to think through. The Lakers need to evaluate whether adding Grimes would require giving up too many young assets, draft picks, or other key pieces that they want to retain for long-term flexibility. The idea is to strengthen the bench without destabilizing the core of the team or sacrificing future growth. If the Lakers are able to negotiate a deal that brings Grimes on board without overextending themselves financially or strategically, it could be one of those moves that provides an immediate boost to both scoring and defensive intensity. His ability to come off the bench and produce nearly 17 points per game, while also being a reliable defender, could be the missing piece in several close games down stretch. When you consider the Lakers' current lineup and rotation, having a player like Grimes could allow the coaching staff to manage minutes more effectively for LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and other primary contributors. It gives them the freedom to rotate players without losing production and keeps opponents from exploiting weaknesses off the bench. Grimes brings energy, toughness, and a competitive edge that can elevate the overall performance of the team. He is not just a scorer or a defender. He is a two-way player capable of impacting the game in multiple ways. That dual impact is exactly what the Lakers have been seeking to address their current gaps in depth and versatility. In addition, his familiarity with high-level competition and his ability to adjust to different roles makes him an asset in playoff scenarios where matchups and rotations become critical. A player like Grimes who could defend multiple positions, hit timely shots, and provide reliable bench scoring gives the Lakers options they might not otherwise have. His age and skill set make him a low-risk, high-reward acquisition if the Lakers can navigate the trade or free agency process effectively. Whether he ends up coming off the bench or taking on a larger role, his versatility and production could help stabilize the team in games where depth has previously been an issue. Financially, Grimes' contract situation is appealing compared to other high-end players, as he is earning a reasonable salary that makes a potential trade or acquisition more manageable for the Lakers. If he is willing to accept a role that fits within the current structure of the team, he could be an ideal addition. He can handle the responsibilities of a sixth man, contribute defensively, shoot efficiently from three-point range, and provide leadership on the floor through his work ethic and competitive nature. For a Lakers team that needs multiple players to step up and complement their stars, adding someone like Grimes could be transformative. Now, thinking further about the Lakers roster and where Quentin Grimes could fit in, one of the key considerations is how his presence might impact the team's rotation. The Lakers have struggled at times with consistent scoring off the bench, and Grimes could be the type of player who changes that dynamic. His ability to slide into multiple roles gives the coaching staff more flexibility, whether it's starting in place of a wing or coming in as the spark off the bench to keep the momentum going. He has shown in his career that he can handle pressure situations, and having someone who can contribute in multiple ways is always a luxury, especially when you're trying to balance star minutes with supporting cast productivity. Defensively, Grimes brings a toughness that can be crucial in late-game scenarios. The Lakers have always prided themselves on their defensive identity, and adding a player who can guard multiple positions, switch seamlessly, and contest shots effectively would allow the team to maintain that identity without overburdening LeBron James or Anthony Davis. Grimes' ability to play off-ball and on-ball defense gives the Lakers multiple options in how they construct matchups, whether facing small, athletic guards or taller, versatile wings. His energy on this end of the floor could also ignite the second unit, creating turnovers and opportunities in transition, which is exactly what a team like the Lakers needs when the starters are resting or facing fatigue. On the offensive side, Grimes' versatility is equally impressive. He has the ability to score in a variety of ways, from off-the-dribble shooting to catch-and-shoot opportunities, and he can create for himself and others. This kind of two-way player is rare, especially someone who is still relatively young and has room to grow. He is averaging nearly 17 points per game this season while maintaining efficient shooting splits, which demonstrates that he can provide reliable production without needing to dominate the ball. For the Lakers, who have a superstar-driven offense, having a player who can seamlessly integrate and contribute without disrupting the flow is critical. Grimes can hit shots from beyond the arc, attack the basket when lanes open, and make smart passes, which all adds layers to the team's offensive scheme. Another interesting aspect to consider is the chemistry factor. Grimes has experience playing alongside other stars and understanding how to complement high-usage players without taking away from their rhythm. He can adapt to different offensive systems, which is crucial for a Lakers team that relies on flexibility to exploit matchups. Whether he is coming off the bench or filling in as a starter due to injury or matchup considerations, Grimes has the IQ and adaptability to contribute immediately. This kind of player not only helps in the short term, but also provides a foundation for long-term strategic planning, allowing the team to make adjustments throughout the season and into the playoffs. Financially, acquiring Grimes makes sense in the current landscape. His contract is manageable, especially compared to other potential trade targets, which gives the Lakers flexibility in structuring deals. He is young enough to offer upside, but experienced enough to be a reliable contributor right away. This balance between cost and impact is what makes him a highly attractive option for a team that needs to strengthen its bench without jeopardizing salary cap space or limiting future flexibility. It's a delicate balance, but Grimes seems to check a lot of the boxes that the Lakers have been targeting in recent years. Looking at potential trade scenarios, the Lakers would need to carefully consider which assets they are willing to part with. They have a mix of young players and veterans who could be included in a trade, but the key is to ensure that they maintain depth and future flexibility while still improving the team immediately. Grimes could be paired with complementary pieces to create a deal that benefits both teams. The Lakers get the immediate production and versatility they need, while the other team acquires young talent or future assets to support their rebuilding or competitive goals. This type of strategic trade requires precise calculations and discussions behind the scenes, but the potential payoff could be significant if executed correctly. In terms of fit, Grimes would likely slot into the two-guard position primarily, with the ability to cover some three positions depending on matchups. His size at 6'4" and his wingspan give him the ability to compete physically, while his athleticism allows him to navigate both offensive and defensive responsibilities effectively. For the Lakers, this translates into a player who can plug multiple holes in the rotation, contribute across all facets of the game, and give the team options to manage minutes without sacrificing performance. This versatility is especially valuable in the long grind of the NBA season, where injuries and fatigue are inevitable and depth becomes one of the most critical factors in a team's success. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, in a move that has set the basketball world on fire, whispers have been swirling all morning about a seismic shift in the NBA landscape. Sources close to the situation are hinting that the Los Angeles Lakers may have pulled off one of the most shocking double signings in recent memory. While nothing has been officially confirmed by the team's front office yet, ESPN insiders are already suggesting that two major stars could be donning the purple and gold sooner than anyone expected. The rumor mill has been relentless, with fans speculating wildly about which high-profile talents could be involved. Names that seemed untouchable on other rosters are now being thrown into the mix, fueling a frenzy of social media chatter and late-night debates among analysts. Industry insiders point to secret negotiations and private meetings that have supposedly been happening behind closed doors for weeks, adding layers of mystery to an already tantalizing story. What makes this potential signing particularly intriguing is the combination of skills these players would bring. One is said to be a scoring machine capable of turning any game on its head in the final minutes, while the other is rumored to be a defensive powerhouse, someone who can anchor a team strategy on both ends of the court. If these whispers prove true, the Lakers would not only be signaling a bold statement of intent, but could also be reshaping the competitive balance of the entire league. Fans are already imagining what a starting lineup featuring such stars could look like. Speculation ranges from championship dreams to blockbuster highlights that could dominate highlight reels for years to come. The intrigue is compounded by the Lakers' history of landing marquee names and the sheer spectacle of Los Angeles as a destination. The glamour, the spotlight, and of course, the legacy of the purple and gold. While official confirmation remains pending, the buzz is impossible to ignore. Social media timelines are flooded with reaction videos, memes, and fan theories, each one more creative than the last. Sports talk shows are scrambling to analyze potential rotations, chemistry questions, and a monumental impact this pairing could have on the Lakers' championship aspirations. The air in the NBA world is electric, and one thing is certain. If even a fraction of this rumor is true, the Lakers may have just redefined the offseason in a way that will be talked about for years. Whether it's a masterstroke of front office strategy or just the kind of tantalizing chatter that excites fans, the Los Angeles Lakers have officially put everyone on notice. Eyes are now glued to the team, waiting for that final, definitive announcement. Until then, the buzz continues to grow louder, and the basketball world is holding its breath. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.